You're watching ABC 7 News at 4, starting with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon. I'm Steve Newman in for Bob Harrigan this afternoon. What a broiling day it is. In fact, if you look at the heat index temperatures right now, 103 is what it feels like in Sarasota. A little nicer out on the Keys as you might expect, but some of those purple patches indicate that it can feel even hotter than that in some spots. We have fewer cooling storms around, which is kind of responsible for that, although you can see the flow is from the southeast, but radar shows that there are no showers anywhere close to us right now. But what about the future overnight hours? Here is the future radar showing that maybe late in the evening toward midnight, as we saw last night with those awful thunderstorms about midnight, we could see some cooling storms, but do not hold your breath. Here's the overnight, the evening planner. It's going to be warm if you're heading out into town tonight. We'll tell you all about the forecast coming up in a few minutes, but first here's Jacqueline with news of a very chaotic day in Washington.
Steve, thank you. First at 4, the two-day bitter battle on Capitol Hill that millions have been watching unfold live on television. Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation to the U.S. Supreme Court. A surprising twist just moments before the committee voted to move Kavanaugh's nomination to a full Senate vote as protests pop up around the country. ABC's Emily Rao is at the Capitol where reactions are still pouring in.
The historic vote moves Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation to the full Senate and one step closer to the nation's highest court. But with a surprise twist, Senator Jeff Flake, a critical swing vote, adding a condition.
I think it would be proper to delay the floor vote for up to but not more than 1 week in order to let the FBI continue to do an investigation.
Just hours before, Flake cornered in an elevator by sex assault survivors after he announced plans to support Kavanaugh.
We demand to know what you're thinking.
And that anger spilling onto the steps of Capitol Hill and into the streets of America. The chairman of the Judiciary Committee defending his decision to move forward.
There's simply no reason to deny Judge Kavanaugh a seat on the Supreme Court on the basis of evidence presented to us.
Earlier Friday, some senators walking out in frustration.
I'm not going to participate in this charade anymore.
Thursday's explosive hearing eliciting drastically different interpretations, but shared disgust.
My family and my name have been totally and permanently destroyed.
And the president reacting to the latest turn of events, leaving it to senators to figure out.
They'll make their decisions, and they've been doing a good job and very professional.
And President Trump was also asked if he's considering a replacement for Judge Kavanaugh. His response, not even a little bit. Emily Rao, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Well, as expected, the two U.S. senators who represent Florida are split on the Brett Kavanaugh decision. Republican Senator Marco Rubio says he will vote in favor of his nomination. Democratic Senator Bill Nelson says he will vote against Kavanaugh once that nomination comes to the full Senate. Well, another big story we're closely monitoring for you, who will represent at the Suncoast in Congress. We could know as soon as tomorrow who local Democrats will choose as a replacement for the 17th congressional district race. That special meeting was called to determine a candidate for that race following the sudden death of April Freeman last weekend. The Democrats must now decide who will face Republican State Senator Greg Steube in the November election. In other news, the state is planning to make changes to an intersection in Manatee County where two Lakewood Ranch teenagers recently died in a car accident. Those teens were driving near State Road 64 and Greyhawk Boulevard and Pope Road almost 2 weeks ago when they were killed. Now, FDOT says they'll be making improvements to that intersection this Monday. ABC 7's Rick Adams joins us live from that intersection with more on what will be changed. Rick?
Yeah, Jacqueline, there have been some horrible tragedies here. This is the intersection that will see those changes. FDOT tells us they will be closing the left turn from State Road 64 onto Pope Road. They will be installing temporary devices until further improvements, such as a roundabout, can be constructed. 17-year-old Chase Coyner and 15-year-old Matthew Powers recently lost their lives at this intersection.
It doesn't bring back my son. But his legacy, it helps impact his legacy, that he was a person that wanted to help people. He was a kind person, reached out to people. If we can help protect the rest of the population here
from the tragedy that we've had to go through, I'm here to do it.
And FDOT will be working on these improvements starting on Monday, and it should be ready by Tuesday. We'll have a lot more on this coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Reporting live from Manatee County, I'm Rick Adams. Back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you. Now to a developing story involving a military plane crash. That plane went down just before noon in coastal South Carolina. Sheriff's deputies say the pilot was thrown out of the plane and is now being checked for injuries. That crash happened about 4 miles west of Marine Corps Air Station Beaufort, but we do not know yet what kind of plane it was, the branch of the military, or if anyone on the ground was injured. In Greenville, South Carolina, NTSB investigators are combing through the wreckage of a twisted, torn cabin of a private plane. And we just learned those 2 pilots who died in the crash are seasoned pilots from here in Florida. 49-year-old John Caswell of Port St. Lucie and 66-year-old Stephen Fox of Indian Rocks were killed when that plane went down yesterday. Investigators are still trying to figure out what happened. After the plane landed, it skidded off the side of the landing strip, dropped down a steep embankment, smashed through a fence, and broke in half. Firefighters rushed to the scene.
It was unfortunate. I think one of the pilots was laying on the throttle and was unconscious, and so very difficult to get in the aircraft.
Rescuers broke down the cockpit door to free the other 2 passengers who did survive. That married couple was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. Investigators say the plane took off from Tampa and the weather there was clear. Well, a California man made a quick decision while driving down a highway, and it probably saved the lives of a grandmother and her 2 grandkids. Kenneth Knox says he was driving on I-80 in Sacramento when he noticed the car next to him had flames shooting out from underneath it. He knew he needed to do something. Knox says he had no choice but to force that car off of the road. The woman pulled over and had no idea why she was pushed to the shoulder. Knox says he didn't think twice before opening the back door of her car.
There's a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old strapped in car seats in the back of the car. So we started scrambling and got them out.
Knox and the grandmother quickly got the kids out while his wife started to call 911. They were able to get everyone out safely before that car burst into flames. Still, the Knoxes had one more thing to do before they left the scene. They went into the back of their own car, removed their grandchild's car seat, and handed it to the woman who had just lost both of hers.
This poor woman is sitting there shaking, hysterical, and just get one more thing off her mind.
The California Highway Patrol says this story should serve as a warning. If you're driving and start to smell smoke, pull over just to be safe. Well, any minute now, we should get a new report from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission on the red tide outbreak here on the Suncoast. According to that most recent report that was released on Wednesday, red tide still persists in southwest Florida. Over the past week, it's been detected in Pinellas, Manatee, Sarasota, Charlotte, Lee, and Collier counties. Here on the Suncoast, there hasn't been as many dead fish washing up on our shores, but is it a good idea to go swimming? ABC 7's Erica Jackson has been looking into that all day. Erica?
Jacqueline, good evening. Some of our viewers reached out to us after we did a Facebook Live here at Manatee Beach over the weekend, and they wanted to know if it's safe to swim in the waters that are plagued with red tide. We spoke to a doctor from Sarasota Memorial Hospital who told us there's nothing to worry about and it is safe to swim in those waters, but there are a few groups of people that should steer clear of beaches plagued with red tide until conditions improve. We'll get into that tonight coming up at 5. Reporting on Manatee Beach on Anna Maria Island, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Erica, looking forward to that report. Thank you. Well, if you've been to downtown Venice lately, you know there's a lot of construction and detours, and it is a bit of a mess. The beautification project will be going on for several more months, and the annual holiday parade route will be a little different this year to make sure everyone stays safe. That parade is being diverted slightly to Tampa Avenue for the 2 blocks between Harbor Drive and Nokomis Avenue. The rest of the parade will stay the same, however. The 2018 holiday parade is scheduled for November 24th. It will start at 7 o'clock. Well, coming up, 50 million accounts hacked, what Facebook is doing about a massive security breach, and if your personal information is at risk. Plus, 2 unusual crime fighters, how an Uber driver and a neighbor worked together to solve a burglary spree in Sarasota. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
I am powerful beyond my wildest imagination.
I will define my future.
I will keep challenging myself to improve. Because I am a future leader of this great nation.
I will make a difference in my community.
I will not settle for simply chasing my dreams, I will achieve them.
Because I was given a chance.
An opportunity.
At Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America.
The ultimate leadership experience.
Join us. We'll build a new future together.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
For upscale dining with an unparalleled Gulf view, find your way to Finn's at Sharky's. Finn's at Sharky's, breaking the surface of extraordinary dining.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
This afternoon, concerns about how safe your personal information is on Facebook. The social media giant says they are investigating a security breach that affected around 50 million users. Hackers found a vulnerability in its code and were able to take over people's accounts. Facebook does not yet know, if any private information was accessed, but the company reset the access of millions of users who will now need to log back into their accounts. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies want you to take a good look at this surveillance video of two people working together to steal a purse. The video shows a man trying to get into a locked blue car near the Linger Lodge RV resort. Then a few seconds later, you see a man wearing a white hooded sweatshirt walk away with a purse. Deputies say he grabbed it from a car parked in the garage. Deputies are still trying to find these two men. Well, the Sarasota Police Department thanking an Uber driver and a neighbor for helping them arrest two people who they say broke into 11 vehicles. A 19-year-old and a 22-year-old now face charges for those burglaries. They happened on Wisteria Place early Monday morning. ABC's Jackie Kelly talked to the Uber driver who helped.
And the Uber driver tells me that when he arrived at his pickup location, a woman was standing outside and told him that he probably was looking for the two people that just tried to break into his car. The two suspects are 19-year-old Taylor Carr and 22-year-old Mackenzie Dialing. The Uber told the woman to call the police and that he would drop off the two people who were just down the street at their home and then relay the address to the police. Police were then able to arrest the suspects and charge them with 8 counts of vehicle burglary and 3 counts of attempted vehicle burglary. And although he helped, the Uber won't call himself a hero.
I wouldn't say a hero. It was really just keep calm. In any situation, really, especially if, I mean, I don't know who's dangerous and who's not. I know they were young kids, but again, it's 2018, so I have no idea what was going on.
And stay tuned, because at 6 o'clock you can be hearing more from that Uber driver as he recalls that night. Back to you.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Today, family, friends, and football players are remembering the longtime spokesman for the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. Dave Bristow passed away earlier this week. A visitation for Bristow is going on right now at Brown & Sons Funeral Home in Bradenton, and a funeral service will be held tomorrow. Tonight, a special tribute will be planned at Manatee High School during their homecoming game. The Hurricanes will wear memorial stickers on their helmets, and there will be a memorial slideshow on the stadium's Jumbotron. Dave Bristow was the voice of Manatee Hurricanes football radio broadcasts for many years. The University of Central Florida is giving students who've been impacted by Hurricane Maria a huge tuition break. UCF is offering in-state tuition to students who came to the school from Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. All out-of-state fees for those students will be waived through 2023. Well, meteorologist Steve Newman joins us with a look at our first alert forecast for this Friday afternoon. Steve?
Hi, Jacqueline. There is a lot of sun on the Sun Coast and very few clouds to give us a shield from the sun. It's nice to have breaks from the sun with those clouds, but we're not seeing them. Just the high cirrus passing very slowly overhead. And that means it's going to be dry for the evening hours, so Friday night football should not have any problems as far as thunderstorms. They may occur later on in the evening, though. 90 is the current temperature in Sarasota, but it feels like 103. In fact, the dew point 77, that is jungle tropical, Amazonian tropical humidity over the area right now. And even though these temperatures look like they're in the low to mid 90s, it feels almost 10 degrees, if not more than 10 degrees hotter than that when you're out in the sun and in the middle of all that heat and humidity. Across the Sun Coast, 86 at Longboat Key, 88 at Siesta Key, Boca, 90, about 94 at Arcadia. Now, looking at the satellite, we do have that flow, and we have this flow from the southeast, and we get the sea breeze coming in, but it doesn't look like the sea breeze front is going to come in this evening or this afternoon and trigger those thunderstorms. It will probably take for these storms coming from the east to actually develop into storms maybe like 9, 10, 11 o'clock tonight or toward midnight. That's the pattern we saw last night. They should not be as strong as those window rattlers we had at midnight last night. We have an eye on them, and look at the radar right now. Nothing really showing up except between Fort Myers and Naples, coming from the interior of Florida. But again, this is early on, and maybe toward 9, 10, 11 o'clock, we'll see them come more from the east in our direction. We'll keep an eye on it all evening long. Well, what about the tropics? Well, taking a breath of fresh air here and a breather from the high activity we had in the last week or so. This is what's left of Tropical Storm Leslie. It's up in the northern Atlantic, and it could intensify, but it's just going to be a threat to fish and shipping out there. If we take a look at the Caribbean, we have also had another problem we've been looking at. John and Bob have been looking at Tropical Storm Kirk, but as it passes over the Windward Islands now and into the Caribbean, it is weakening and its future is bleak. does not have a bright future, which is good news for us. It's also good news that we're not seeing anything in the way of tropical development in the Western Caribbean or the Gulf of Mexico, and the models indicate that will stay that way for the next week to 10 days at least. There is cool air up there, but it's not going to get here. There is a front to the northwest of us. If we look at the futurecast, that front will slowly creep in our direction, then go stationary. But this part of it, this cold front, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday could slide down the back way, bringing us slightly drier air. Now, don't hold your hopes up for this bringing us cooler weather. We're probably weeks away from that, but the little change we'll see on the 70 outlook is a result of that cold front coming our way. On the water tomorrow, east-northeast winds 10 knots, seas 2 feet or less. Bay and inland waters will have a light chop. The beach will be sunny and hot with a high of 87, water temperature 87, and tonight's forecast calls it be partly cloudy and warm, 74 for the overnight low temperature, but it'll take all night to cool off to that 74-degree reading. Here's your 7-day hot tomorrow, HOT hot Saturday with a slight chance of showers. It'd be nice to get them. That chance goes up a little bit on Sunday. And here's that drier air, about 2 degrees for the low temperature. That's what that front will bring in when it gets here Tuesday and Wednesday. But tomorrow is going to be a scorcher once again. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Steve. We'll talk to you soon. An unusual donation at a Goodwill store. What an employee did when he found a stash of cash. Straight ahead.
I'm Linda Carson from Suncoast View. Coming up Monday morning, live at 9, Venice Theater presents Lend Me a Tenor, a comedy of mistaken identity. Selby Gardens can soon digitize and preserve its amazing plants and share them with the world. Plus, Suncoast women are making strides against breast cancer, and Cottage on Siesta Key is in the kitchen. That's coming up Monday morning, live at 9.
The final 2018 Accord clearance is now during our model year-end clearance sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for new Accords, all on clearance this week at your local Honda dealer.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs right at home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call right at home. Get the right care right at home.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands.
Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Well, you never know what you'll find at a Goodwill store. Employee Jesse Diaz is living proof of that notion. While sorting through a box of donated items in a San Diego area store, he found $46,000 in cash wrapped in foil and tucked inside an appliance. Well, Diaz and his managers quickly started sorting through receipts and discovered a woman who donated the items after a family member had passed away. She had no idea that that cash was stashed inside. The CEO was able to give her back her money. Glad to hear that. Well, let's check in with our meteorologist, Steve Newman, for a final look at our forecast. Steve?
Thanks, Jacqueline. What great luck that was. Look at the radar. Really not much to speak of threatening us for the next few hours, although it might be nice to have a shower to cool things off. But any showers we're seeing on radar coming from the interior are now between Fort Myers and Naples. They could increase as we move through the evening hours up to the north of us and coming over us about midnight. But here's your future radar prediction showing that we do have that chance in the interior about 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Moving over toward midnight if they occur, but if you're going out for the evening hours tonight, really it's going to be warm. That is the big weather pattern we've got to deal with. It's going to be warm and sultry. Dew point temperatures way up there, and it's going to take all night long to cool off into the 70s. We'll have our complete weather coming up at 5 o'clock.
All right, Steve, thank you, and thank you for joining us on ABC 7 News at 4. We'll see you back right here at 5 o'clock.